Hey everyone, it's Pam from GlamJunkJournals. I am happy to be here with you today. This is the next in my series From Inspiration to Junk Journal. It's series number 4, and this is part 3. And today I'm focusing on buttons. I was looking through my button stash the other day, and I love to find buttons at thrift stores, antique malls. You can get some really cool buttons. So I looked at these cute little button cards that the buttons come on, and I thought, those are dang cute. What can we do with those? So let me show you what I've done with some of the cards. After taking the buttons off, I got some really cool effects on these button cards, and I used some distress inks, distress oxide sprays, my shimmer spray, and some coffee. So depending on the card, you can get some really cool effects. And then from there, what I did on one of them is I added some fabric and I sewed it along the side. I put an applique, sewed the buttons on the top, attached some fabric and some lace all together with a bow pin. How cute is that? And on the back, I love that you can see the description of the buttons. I just think that that is so fun. And here's another one that I did. Now this particular button card, I did cover the whole thing with wallpaper, and I used some of the fabric that I'm using in my current journal and added some buttons and then just created a little tag out of it. And there you can see again the description of the buttons on the back. So we're going to do that today. And I think we're gonna just use, I don't know which one, I'll show you how to create some of these backgrounds. So let's just take this one off. And as you can see, I got these for 50 cents. I don't remember where I got these, it was a while ago, but I just love them. So we're gonna take those off. And we may use those today, I don't know, but we're definitely going to do something with this card. And I'll probably take that 50 cents off of there, I don't know. Yeah, I can get that off. All right, that works. So we've got those buttons, and then I don't know which one we're gonna use here. Let's just use this one here. Now this one looks pretty distressed already, and this is how I got that. Pull these little tabs out here. So I hope you guys are all enjoying the Memorial Day weekend. We have some wonderful weather here today, yay. It's been a crazy spring with all sorts of bizarre weather, but today is beautiful. So let's do something with these two. And as you can see, here is my stash of buttons that I've pulled off of the cards, and we may use those today. I'm not sure yet. So let me get out a little pad here that I used to create these other ones, and we're just gonna go for it. So let's see, I think I am going to start out with the Distress Mica Spray, and this is Antique Bronze, and I'm going to stand up so that I can really get a good view of what I'm doing here. And with these, it comes out pretty strong, so I kind of stand a little further back on that, and then on this one, whoops, I'm going to use Distress Oxide Spray, and this is Vintage Photo. Whoa, see what I mean? It really comes out. And then from there, as you guys know, with the Distress Oxide sprays, once you add liquid to the oxide, it really creates cool effects. So this is just coffee. So I'm gonna do that, and then I don't know what's going to happen. We're just experimenting here. Some of my shimmer spray, because I love sparkle. So let's see what happens here. You can already see that it's getting kind of cool, right? And I like to blot mine. You could certainly let them dry as is, depending on the amount of intensity you want for a background. But for me, I am going to blot a little bit of this off just because I want it more subtle for my background. But this one has already taken the spray. Look at that. And it's really, really a cool effect. Now that's definitely more of a grungy look. And this one, you know, is not quite as grungy. And so I am going to let these two dry. I'm going to move this out of the way, and we are going to use ones that I created, a couple that I created earlier that have already dried. So I'm thinking I want to use that one, and then maybe this one. Okay, and then what I do for my stamps when I want something on the background is I tend to go for black, and this is Archival Ink by Ranger, and this is jet black. This stuff, I mean, when it's on, it's on. And so I am going to do just a little, like a flourish onto one side here. Let me get out my paper towel here in case I get stuff all over my table. I'm just going to go along the side. Oh, that looks so cool. Look at that. Oh, yay. Ooh, love that. Love that. All right, let me get that out of the way. And this one I used a postcard stamp, a French postcard stamp. And I did the same thing along here. And then on this one, I had this little frame. So that is cool. You could also do a stamp, you know, something all the way down the center, like a leaf or a floral or, you know, whatever you like. Okay, so from here, we're going to add something onto the top. And with these, or this particular one, it had 2 buttons. And so I attached 2 buttons just to make, this one had 4 buttons. And I only attached 2. So really what I'm saying is originally this had 4 buttons. You don't have to put 4 buttons back on there. And this one had 3. It's really whatever you want. But there again, I love to layer, and I want to mimic what was on the original button card. So that being said, I am going to add some lace, I think, to this one. So I've pulled out some lace, and I'm just going to place it kind of over the top like that. I'm going to move this one out of the way. We'll do that one next. And from here, I'm going to pick out some buttons to put over the top. And I am going to go with the same, you know, the same layout as the 3 original buttons. I don't know which ones I'm going to use. I kind of like those. Where's the 3rd one? Do I have a 3rd one of those? No. Oh, yes, I do. Yay. So what I did on both of these 2 is I sewed onto the fabric, and then I glued it onto, or I shouldn't say glued. Well, I did glue. I glued a little bit right here, and then I sewed it along the side. So what I'm going to do is I am going to position these so that they're very similar to their original holes in the button card. I'm going to sew these onto my lace and then attach the whole thing to the button card. So rather than have you watch me sew buttons onto a piece of lace, I'm going to stop the camera and I'll be right back when I'm finished. So hold on just a second. Okay, I have finished sewing my buttons onto my lace, and I glued it onto my button card. How cute is that? I love it. I did do a decorative stitch right along the bottom, and that's totally optional. Another thing I wanted to mention is you could always glue the buttons onto the button card. You don't have to sew, but depending on the type of button, these type where you could just lay them flat would be more conducive to gluing rather than the ones with the attachment on the back side. I don't think you would be able to glue that. And that is the case with these particular buttons. I also did the other card, and I pulled a piece of fabric and I did the same thing. I sewed these two vintage buttons onto the fabric and then glued it onto the card. Now, these look great as is. Another thing I wanted to mention is if you don't have any of these, I would just use some cardstock and cut whatever shape you would like, because these button cards come in all different shapes and sizes. I just think they're just so cute. So from here, I wanted to embellish these a little bit further. So I like to use, you know me, I love bling. I love all of the different elements that you can put on here. You could put more fabric. You could leave them as is. You could add maybe some bling on a roll, which I think looks pretty dang awesome. Like that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, you guys. Okay. So what I thought is I am going to use just a little bit of an applique on each of these, and I just love these. So what I thought would be really pretty is to just kind of have it, you know, go through the whole button card here. Let's see if I can get this the way I want it. Kind of to go under the buttons and across the card. I don't know. Maybe more like that. And I like the way it sticks out on the end, but that's personal preference here. I think it kind of gives it more of a shabby look. Let me see which way I like this. I'm not sure. No, I don't like that one. I'm going to go the other way. And just go across like that and get that underneath the button there. Now this is a little too big, so I'm just going to cut this off. And I used to be like, oh, you can't cut your appliques, or you can't, you know, alter them in any way. No, I'm going to make them fit for what I like. So I am going to glue that along there. Now this is still kind of bugging me here. I don't know if I like that or not. This is kind of sticking out too. Maybe I'm going to cut that end off here too. Whoops. Come on. I thought this would look really good, and now it's being wonky on me. There we go. I like that. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this down with my Fabri-Tac or Fabri-Fix. Same thing here. I'm just going to get this going. I'm almost to the end of another bottle of this, you guys. I go through this like it's going out of style. Get that along the back there. Thread it, you know, kind of weave it so that it goes under my buttons. Oh, love that. Okay, so that one looks really good. Now this one, I'm going to do the same kind of thing, although this is a smaller applique here. You could also use some tulle. That would be pretty. Or like in this particular case, since I've already used fabric, maybe some lace. That would be really pretty too. So I'm going to get this one glued down on there. kind of have that one going along the side there. And like I said, I do like to have it kind of sticking out on the edge because I think it gives it more of a, you know, a shabby, vintagey look. And then from here, like I did on my other ones, you could create like a tag and put some ribbon or tulle or whatever you want through the top. Or you can add some additional fabric and lace to the back and clip it all together. Possibilities are endless, you guys. Look how cute this is. Oh, I love these. Oh, they're so stinking cute. So from a plain button card like this to something extra fancy like this. I absolutely love them. Let me grab something here just to show you the effect that it'll give onto one of your pages. This is an envelope for the current journal I'm working on. And look how cute that is, just clipped on the top. And you don't even have to use a bulb pin. You could use a, what do you call these, clothespin, or a safety pin, or you could use it as a, you know, a little tuck on the side, or you could have it as a dangle on the bottom of a page. Oh, I just think these are the cutest thing of life. Oh, I just absolutely love them, and I am so excited to use these in my next journal. So I wanted to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate it, whether you're a new subscriber or a returning subscriber. Thank you so much for all your kind comments. Thank you, Dorothy and Sonia. You are so sweet. And stay tuned because I think the next video will be the flip through of my current journal. So I'm excited to show that to all of you. So have a wonderful day, you guys, and check out your button cards. So much fun. So have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.